Here are 48 reasons to go all into Tesla stock. Number one, Tesla stock is a safe and diversified investment, even without energy storage business, without full self-driving, without Robot Optimus Prime, that I project my bear case to 2030, it still makes more money than S&P 500, which is why I sold all of my S&P 500 and I went all into Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. Tesla 10xing by 2030 might seem like pie in the sky, but Elon Musk has proven time and time again he is able to build reusable rockets to launch into that sky to capture all of that pie. It has happened and it will continue to happen. Number three, everyone talks about Tesla's margins, but what they don't talk about is that if Tesla sells cars at break even, basically all other EV manufacturers will go out of business because it will be impossible to compete with Tesla. Number four, Tesla has the best AI team that works on full self-driving. Imagine going back to high school and imagine you are playing basketball and you have 10 people that you can choose your team from, and you are the first one to choose the first 5. There are 5 people on each team in basketball, and then you pick your 5, and then only then the other team can pick the rest of the people. Obviously, you will pick the very best ones, and everyone else will be left with people that are and you're gonna crush it. And then easily, this is exactly what Tesla has been doing for the last 10 years. Number 5, everyone talks about how ridiculously high Tesla's market cap is. They're saying it's too high. You really want to flip it around because it's supported by profit. What you should really look at is that Tesla can raise enough money to literally buy every single competitor on planet Earth. Now that's something no one really talks about. Tesla has raw supply contracts from suppliers that don't really limit Tesla's growth anymore, relatively speaking, when we compare that to competitors. And guess what? Only Tesla is really being taken seriously by suppliers, for example, for batteries. I mean, when Tesla comes to a battery manufacturer, they're going to take the Tesla seriously. And Tesla will be the first one to dictate the terms, and everyone else by default will get worse deals. Not just because they are not going to order as much, but because they don't have much credibility and they are just so much far behind. Tesla stock is volatile, and for some periods of time, I mean, you look from 2014 to 2019, it did nothing. This creates a great investment opportunity if you are an all-in stock Tesla stock investor, because what you don't want if you are all in into one stock, you don't want the stock to always be going up, because then if you are buying, let's say today, and you're buying 3 years from now, and if you're buying at the same price, then the stock goes up, all the money that you're putting in during that time is gonna explode. But if a stock goes up every single year by basically the same amount, sort of like S&P 500, then the money that you put in, you know, let's say just a year ago, is not going to have that big of a return compared to 3-4 years ago. But with Tesla, you could have been putting in money for 5 years, and then boom, you get a crazy return on all of that money, even on the money that you basically just put in. I bought my first Tesla stock shares in 2019, and right now people think it's overvalued. You know, right now you're getting a good deal. You're getting a deal. Tesla has not missed 50% year-over-year target on average. You look at this, and we went through some crazy times just recently, and it's still, from 2020 to 2021, Tesla doubled basically its deliveries, and 2022, even with a factory shutdown, which was completely out of Tesla's control, we will still see more than 50% growth in deliveries, roughly. Well, this is not a guarantee Tesla will keep growing at 50%. This gives me great confidence that it actually will. Just look at this. Cybertruck delays and long waiting times for other models, like for Model X, Model 3, Model Y, and even for Model 3, the all-wheel drive version, the long-range version, the most popular version, is now, you can't even order that in the US. This is clear proof that demand is absolutely no issue at all. There's too much of it. Tesla is only production constrained, and will remain so for a very long time. Number 10, during COVID chip shortage, Tesla was able to reduce the amount of chips that they used, and now the vehicles are more profitable. Basically, what happened? The world threw poop at Tesla, and Tesla took that and said, oh, they'll make fertilizer, and then they made even more money. Literally, things go bad for Tesla, they flip it around, and they make it work to their advantage while everyone else is suffering and losing their margins and profits. Not Tesla. Number 11, Elon Musk will lead by example, and if needed, he will sleep on the factory floor. Literally. Tesla has the highest margins of any automaker that has high volume production. And this is before all of the known improvements are implemented. We still haven't really fully implemented gigacasting. We haven't implemented 4680 batteries. We have not yet started Cybertruck production, which is going to cost probably as much as a Model 3 to produce, but it will sell for a lot more than a Model 3 vehicle. Number 13, even if full self-driving is not solved by 2024, Tesla will start producing robotaxis, and you might say, this is a problem. To who will we sell those robotaxis? Well, it is actually the $25,000 compact economy car. It's just the marketing has been changed to from, let's say, Model 3 compact to now robotaxi, because guess what? If you sell a compact vehicle as a Tesla vehicle to consumers, and that car accelerates to 60 miles an hour in 12 seconds and has no glove compartment, people are going to be upset. But if it's a robotaxi, no one will care. What's the last time you used a glove compartment in a taxi? Never is the answer. This way, Tesla will still be able to sell vehicles to consumers if they want to, which many people will want to buy those robotaxis because they will be money printing machines, and full self-driving option will probably cost more than the actual car. Number 14, media just lies and lies about Tesla. And this is quite unfortunate, but it's actually good for us Tesla investors because we can get a better deal until the word gets out that, hey, look, this is actually a really good deal. It will happen eventually. But right now, when, for example, there's a recall, which is just a software update, everyone freaks out. And then you get those horrible headlines of Tesla recalls hundreds of thousands of vehicles, but it's no issue at all. Number 15, full self-driving is closer than everyone thinks. Just watch on my channel. Tesla full self-driving was able to repeat basically the impossible 10 times. It is happening. I believe definitely before the end of this decade, but chances are much sooner than that. Number 16, some investors are worried about Apple becoming Tesla's competition. But guess what? The Apple Car project, it changed leadership multiple times, the team has been completely changed multiple times, and now the project is not even directly reported to the CEO. You can't tell me that something is really important to the company if people working on a product are not even reporting directly to the CEO. So Apple is out. It's not a real... It's not something for us Tesla stock investors to worry about at all. Number 17, Tesla's full self-driving competition has basically all given up. Here's how I know that. Vision makes the most sense when you really think about how to solve full self-driving, because we as humans, we drive with our eyes. So we want to replicate that whole system for cameras. When you go with LiDAR, sensors are expensive, you have to build out different infrastructure, it's a whole mess. However, you can still make money with LiDAR because when Tesla solves full self-driving, it will still take quite a few years to put tens of millions of cars on the roads. It will not be like the moment Tesla solves full self-driving, Tesla will immediately make 100 million cars in a year. No, it will take years. So there will be an opportunity for other companies to make money from full self-driving even if they pursue LiDAR, which admittedly, is definitely easier to solve, but you just can't scale it as much. There's definitely money in that, but they have given up on competing with Tesla, and they are just like, we're just gonna go into LiDAR and we're gonna make some money before Tesla completely beats us, because we will not be able to compete with Tesla. The sensors are gonna be too expensive. It's too hard, too much. Reason number 18 to go all into Tesla stock is the Tesla stock community. If you hold other stocks and if you go all in, it's going to be emotionally very difficult to hold the stock, because who is Apple's economist? Who is Apple Daily? Who is Facebook Daily? Or who is, let's say, using Microsoft to solve the money problem? It's only with Tesla. So basically, it's much easier to hold Tesla stock also, because there's this big community that you can watch, and it dissects all of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt very, very well in a very logical way. So just watch Solving the Money Problem, watch Dave Lee, watch Tesla Daily, and you will be able to hold the stock much easier, even if a stock goes down, because you will then realize it's a buying opportunity, nothing to worry about here. And also, which is another thing that's rather unusual, Tesla community has this one value that basically most of them really share, which is honesty. You know you can trust those people. With a lot of other things when it comes to money, you just, watch someone or something and you're just like, what you're saying maybe makes sense, but I just don't know how I feel about you. You don't get that with the Tesla community. I feel I can trust Stephen Mark Ryan from Solving the Money Problem. I feel I can trust Dave Lee. I feel I can trust Rob Maurer from Tesla Daily. I feel I can trust the Tesla community. Number 19, Wall Street consensus is way too low. Wall Street is projecting, this is the base case, that Tesla will only deliver 6 million vehicles by 2030. And they are not projecting any Robotaxi does not exist to them. The humanoid robot does not exist to them. Tesla Energy basically does not exist to them. Tesla Insurance basically does not exist to them. They just are completely missing it. They're so behind, it's a little bit funny, actually. To say that Tesla will only deliver 6 million vehicles by 2030 is to say that either Tesla has a demand issue or that EVs are not happening. Both of those are extremely wrong. Number 20, even though Tesla already has the highest margins, Tesla has many technologies to improve margins even further and cut out even more costs. We're talking about actually implementing gigacastings for every single model in all of the factories. We're talking about implementing 4680 batteries for all of the models. But then full self-driving is going to be out. It doesn't matter how expensive a car is really to make. What will matter is how fast can Tesla make vehicles, and they are going to be making them really fast. Number 21, Model 3 until now is the fastest growing big manufactured object in human history. What do you think will happen to the Cybertruck or the next Tesla vehicle that will be more compact and more affordable than Model 3? Number 22, and to me this one is really important, is that I know I can trust Elon Musk. I mean, why would you say that the world needs more oil and gas, and why would you support nuclear power when all of that is not benefiting you? Elon Musk, if he was just out for his own interest only, he would only be supporting basically solar power because Tesla makes solar panels. There's no benefit really in supporting nuclear power, and definitely no benefit in supporting oil and gas for Tesla, but he still does it. That's just one example of how I know I can definitely trust Elon Musk. Number 23, if, or rather then, eventually, inevitably, Tesla robot, humanoid robot Optimus Prime happens, I believe it will create more market cap for Tesla than everything else put together. And this today is not priced in at all. Not even a tiny little bit. That is when you exclude people like me who are investing all of your stock portfolios into Tesla stock, which is a tiny minority. Number 24, Charging stations, that's basically a separate business for Tesla. It is actually run as a separate business and it is profitable just by itself. But one thing that I really don't see many people talking about is it's basically free advertising for Tesla. I mean, when you drive and you see a charger with a Tesla logo, it's like, oh, I see Tesla chargers, but I don't see other chargers. If I'm gonna buy an EV, I'm gonna buy a Tesla. Which brings me to another point. Every time any other company advertises their own EV, it literally creates more sales for Tesla than their own EV because other EVs suck. You have to be in a rush to buy an EV and you have to be in love with that particular maybe designed for you not to buy a Tesla. Number 25 is the insurance business for Tesla vehicles. This is already proven. It's not an idea. This is actually happening in multiple states in the US already. It's working and it will work. It just needs to be scaled more. No one else will be able to compete with Tesla insurance for Tesla vehicles because Tesla will have all the data about the drivers and therefore be able to offer the best pricing, real-time pricing of insurance to Tesla drivers. Number 26 is the rating agencies such as Moody's. Moody's, they still are putting Tesla's debt in the junk category. Tesla stock, according to them, is not investment grade. That will change because Tesla is making so much money. And because of that rating, a lot of institutional investors are not able to put money into Tesla stock. That will change and that will boost Tesla stock eventually. Number 27, Tesla can basically raise an infinite amount of money. If they need to buy something, they can. If they need a resource, they will have it. If they need to build another factory, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 more of them, they can do it. There's no financial constraint anymore. Number 28, it appears with recent news that Tesla is going to be getting into lithium refinement business. More vertical integration, higher profit margins. Wow. 29. Elon works hard. Look at how pale he is. Elon works hard. He doesn't waste time. He works. Even though he's already the richest man on earth, he still works. And he can literally create more demand for Tesla vehicles on demand because any show he goes on, it gets insane ratings and he can literally go to any podcast and be featured on any show. Everyone wants him. When you watch Elon right now, he is humble, but 20 years ago, you look at some of the interviews he gave, he looked a little overconfident or cocky, and he looked, you know, he was very proud of the McLaren, but like in the way where it's like, oh look, this is my McLaren. Of course, money makes me, you know, happy, and along the lines, you know, he changed, which is good because once you get rich, you have to go through that phase. You just have to get that out of your system. Unfortunately, some people never finish going through that phase, but it happens to everyone who gets a lot of money really fast. That's no longer an issue with Elon. I mean, he can even sleep on a factory floor. So he's not concerned about showing off, he's concerned about getting the result and achieving his goals. 31. Tesla innovates faster and better than everyone else. Innovation in itself is the mode for Tesla. How come no other company did over-the-air updates before Tesla? How come no one before did 3-piece casting where instead of having hundreds of parts, you just have one part of the whole rear body and the front body? How come no one else did that before? It's only now that some companies are looking into it because Tesla has been doing it, but Tesla is continuing to innovate even further, and it doesn't stop there. 32. Tesla has basically no debt. 33. Not only Elon Musk can get on any show he wants to increase demand for Tesla, but also Elon is extremely good at inserting himself into conversation and into a trend that's already happening and getting even more attention, for example, with Dogecoin and Bitcoin. Whether that's intentional or not intentional, that still helps Tesla with demand. Number 35, technologies such as 4680 batteries. This specifically is going to increase range, reduce costs, make the car even safer, while being able to charge more money. So you are reducing your costs, you can increase the price, This is absurd. Number 36. One of the most admired and respected is probably the best word to describe Sandy Munro, one of the most respected experts in the auto industry. Sandy Munro is extremely excited about Tesla. Now, he doesn't own Tesla shares anymore. He wants to be unbiased, but he just can't stop talking about Tesla. Every time they release something new, they break it down, and he's like, every time we get a car from Tesla, it looks like it's from a whole other company. It just got so much more better. Number 37, competition is embarrassingly behind. I mean, Ford Mach-E, for example, was reported to be losing money in June of this year. Losing money at pretty competitive prices compared to, Tesla Model Y and stuff. So Tesla is making money at prices where others are losing money. It's ridiculous. There's no real competition. Number 38, EVs will win. Gasoline cars, that's no longer the future. EVs are going to be cheaper and easier to produce, and it will be cheaper to run because with mass economies of scale, because there are fewer parts in EVs, they will definitely cost less to produce, and gasoline vehicles simply will not be able to compete with EVs, so EVs will definitely take over, and Tesla will benefit from that. Tesla moves really fast, and cost savings are implemented usually very, very quickly, and because Tesla only has a few models, it's very easy to have all the management team to know, hey, look, this is the best way to do this vehicle, and that makes it easier to share the information between factories, because if you had 30 different models, you won't have all of the executives familiar with every single thing that goes in and out to make all those cars. But if you only have a few models, you can achieve it. So the new discoveries between factories get shared very quickly. And I'm for manufacturing. This is very important. You can only be extremely familiar with very few products. This is a big advantage that Tesla has. Number 40, Tesla has minimum cannibalization. Then we look at Tesla's Model X and S sales before Model 3 and Model Y came out, and when we compare it to where it is right now, it's basically sort of flat, and now it seems to be growing because if you want one, you have to wait for like a whole year. Where's my Model X? We ordered that one a year and a half ago. So cannibalization, I don't think that's going to be a problem at all, because when Tesla releases a new vehicle, it's in a very different segment that's not really competing with the product, and also there's so much demand that it's not going to affect existing models too much, at least for the next 5-10 years. Number 41, energy, according to Elon Musk, is going to be as big of a business as automotive will be inside of Tesla. And energy, I don't think it's really priced into Tesla stock. Number 42, you can literally do exactly what the richest person in the world is doing, which is Elon. Elon's wealth is mostly in Tesla stock, and that is how his net worth is mostly growing. And Elon believes in Tesla. So you can literally replicate exactly what the richest and perhaps the smartest man on earth is doing by basically going all in, or mostly all in, into Tesla stock. Why try to beat the smartest person, the richest person in the world, when you can just join him? Number 43, it appears to me that full self-driving progression is exponential. You look at the last update where basically now the car is able to go through, do a left turn, unprotected left turn, through like 5 lanes successfully, like 9 times out of 10. This is insane. The progress is accelerating. It's not linear, it's exponential. Number 44, Tesla is a USA company, and USA has just gotten extremely serious about EVs and batteries. And there are going to be insane subsidies, and Tesla is going to be able to take advantage of all of it. Number 45 is that Tesla is a safe investment, which includes reason number 46, 47, and 48. And I made this video explaining exactly why Tesla is a safe investment as a stock. and I break down what would happen if you buy Tesla stock at 3 different prices, hence 3 more reasons. And what you see in that blows my mind, which is why I buy Tesla stock. So click on that video right here. My name is Matt Poisters. Click the like button as well if you want to support the channel, and click on that video. Thank you very much.